Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think, as I said in the ring, we should be celebrating one of the greatest fights, one of the greatest comebacks I think we've ever seen. Everybody's thoughts with Michael Conlan. I have heard that he's conscious and stable in hospital, so we'll wait for further updates. But just the most incredible fight, unbelievable act of bravery from Leigh Wood to see through the first round, the second round, the middle storm, come back in the fight, and just such a clinical knockout at the end, which, you know, many of us didn't even see coming. I said to Ben, and I think shouted at Leigh, you've got to knock him out to win this fight. It was the only way he was going to win the fight. And he did it, and it was just incredible. Michael Conlan was brilliant. Leigh Wood was brilliant. The atmosphere was brilliant. And like I said, hopefully Michael Conlan's okay and we can enjoy what was just an incredible night. Over to the floor for questions.
He just probably could have had a worse start really, just with not many factor out. But it seemed just a bit like the kind of football with the fourth round's a big moment. You kind of won that round and that's sort of
Do you remember the first?
I can't remember. I thought, to be honest,
really well.
I started with the game plan. I started going with what we worked on, and I got dominated to the end of the top. It's someone to the body, switched it up, and I powered too big. And at the end of the fight, I said, yeah, just a flash knockdown. I got shot up on the floor, all right. But he said, no, your red fight's off the floor. But honestly, I thought it was just a flash knockdown. But Michael's so tough, and it was all right, you know.
Did you know actually in the last round you probably really not going to win? That was on the cards.
I knew it was close. Yeah, I knew I had to really hit him. That's fine. Yeah.
That's two fights in a row, 12 round knockouts. So you're definitely a good finisher.
Yeah, as Ben says, you know, I'm one of the biggest punchers in the division at featherweight. Yeah, great to fight. I need to watch it back.
I think first off, congratulations on producing one of the best fights probably many of us have seen this run. I think it deserves an incredible amount of credit. Caught you with a lot of body shots in there. How much did that take out of you? Because it looked like obviously you were down low because he kept in there, dig you there. Was there a concern there that you felt like he was getting to you and almost going to force us?
No, I'm a tough kid, but we knew Michael was a big body puncher. We knew he was a very good body puncher. I think the time I spent at the Inglewood gym for over 10 years, body spotting every single day, I managed to suck them up and carry on cracking on. But he did hurt me with about 8 body shots that really took the wind out of me. And I caught him in a body shot one round. I thought, bang, that's definitely. He winks and he threw a combination back. So he's a tough kid as well.
Question just to Ben. Ben, how proud are you of Leigh for coming through a lot of adversity? This was a huge moment for him. A lot of pressure fighting in his home city. You mentioned pressure all the time. It proved that he's got
My jacket.
unbelievable heart.
Jacket.
Incredible courage, and he managed to get that big jump.
Yeah, I was never worried about the pressure. I knew he'd deal with pressure. He's a very cool, calm, collected guy. But one thing for me, take boxing aside, he's one of the best human beings I've ever met. And I said going into this that every blood, sweat and tear that both guys have shed in their sporting careers and in their life led to this moment. And trust me when I say it, and I've worked with a lot of good quality fighters. He deserves this.
Question for Eddie, off the back of that performance, what next for Leigh Wood?
I mean, obviously once we find out that Michael's okay, we can start planning the future. You've got a huge fight coming up. Kiko Martinez against Josh Warrington. Will be another similar atmosphere to this tonight. It looks like, how the WBA have allowed Leo Santa Cruz to have what is nearly, I think, 3 years without boxing at 126 pounds is ridiculous. But you know what? But you know what? We'll fight Leo Santa Cruz as well. That's a great fight for Leigh Wood. That's he's city ground stuff now. And the thing is about the Kiko Martinez fight. Kiko Martinez, if he wins, you do the fight at the city ground. If Josh Warrington wins, there's an argument whether we go city ground or Ellen Road. But you know what? It's a nice argument to have. It's a nice argument to have. And when he was walking down there to the ring, I said to him, this is just like Carl Froch against Butte. And I said to Carl Froch that night, if you lose tonight, mate, he's going to take everything you got. And I said to Leigh as well, this is just the beginning for you. You just got to believe in yourself and go and win this fight. And but to do it like that in the 12th round, I wish that Michael would have got up and we could have been celebrating like an all going mad. But that will come. But it was just the most dramatic fight I've ever seen. And it just shows you two things in boxing. You know, one, never give up, because even though many thought that he was spent, he's still got great power in both hands. And two, never switch off. Like, you know, Michael Conlan, I thought Michael Conlan was brilliant. I thought he boxed a brilliant fight. And just, you know, the pressure, everything, you know, the knockdown in the 11th, was it, wasn't it, it doesn't really matter. But just things started to change a little bit, you know, and I have to be honest, you know, I was screaming at him at the start of the 12th saying you must knock him out to win, but I never really see that coming. You know, I would love to have, you know, I dreamed of that coming, but if you ask me honestly, can he do it? I would, you know, I have my doubts, because he went through so much in the fight. And you see fighters lose their power when they've taken so much punishment in a fight. That was what was so spectacular about the knockout. He went down in the first round, he was out, got up, he was lucky the bell came, he somehow survived the second and third. But to still carry that power in the 12th round shows you how strong a puncher is, but as well shows you how well conditioned he was. Because you don't get up from knockdowns like that and knock someone out in the 12th round if you haven't done your conditioning right. So well done to Ben and all the guys.
Question for Leigh. Leigh, did you know you needed to knock him out to win?
I thought it was tight, and I thought I needed to hurt him and move around, convince him maybe a knockdown. Hard. I was just in the zone, you know. It's hard to say, but I just gave it everything. And like I said in the build-up, you know, I ain't got to quit him there. Whether it's round 1, round 2, not for 1 second.
Question I guess to Ben on Leigh. Probably seen the other man swinging at the 10th round. Was there anything you said between the start of the 10th round and pressure on? Michael maybe potentially starting to fade. Seems to be about halfway through the 10th round.
Not really. Like, obviously, I'm a strong finisher.
Leigh
As
banged
Ben
away
said.
at the body the whole fight as well. I know Mick was banging away back at the body, but that was part of we wanted to bang away at Mick's body to slow him down the second half of the fight. He is one tough dude.
Very
like some of
very
those shots were really. And not only did he go into a shell and survive, he fired back, fought back like one tough man. But they did start to take their toll and created moments for Leigh in the later parts of the fight you mentioned there.
And if we didn't have those, the potential of the Warrington people in a few weeks' time, would the rematch would probably be about like this long?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Like, you know, at the moment, let's just hope he's okay before we start talking about rematches and stuff like that. It was, from an atmosphere perspective, one of the most incredible atmospheres I've ever seen. Irish fans, amazing. Leigh's fans. The city's been waiting for a fight night like that for a long time. And, you know, like 10 years ago, we had Carl Froch against Lucien Boutte, and that was one-sided, but it was very, very dramatic. And it felt like, you know, but that was off the charts.
Question for Eddie. Eddie, you know Nottingham is a fighting city, and you've seen the atmosphere of here tonight. How realistic is City Ground?
So if Leigh Wood fights in Nottingham again, it will only be at the City Ground,
Yes.
because you know that's been his dream. That's been his dream for a long time, and I promised him. I said, "If you win this fight, we're going to the City Ground." Listen, if it's Vegas for Santa Cruz or whatever it is, we'll see. But you know, for a long time, Leigh Wood has been scrimping around, right, for no money in the sport, boxing for no money on the road, and the last, you know, the year or so, he started making money, made a lot of money tonight, and he's going to make a load of money in the next fight. And he's dedicated his whole life to the sport. You see what he went through tonight. You know, he deserves everything he gets from here, and you know, we'll make sure it's a massive fight wherever it is.
Very emotional. I've shed a few tears actually.
Hold on, Leigh. You do it, mate.
Go on, Leigh Wood!
Yeah, it's like massive heart, mate. You've got massive heart.
Really?
Being away from my kids, like, it's hard, but it's worth it, yeah.
Hey, when we spoke in Belfast, you said, a fella said before about winning the World Title, one thing with the team, that's another. You just did that tonight, and that's huge.
Yeah, I knew what I was prepared to go through to win that fight against Canada. I was literally prepared to walk through fire. So I knew Mick would be the same. So I knew, like I said before, if he was giving 50, I give 59. If he give 8 to 9, I give 90. And whatever he was prepared to give, I had to go one, but I had to dig deep. I knew there'd be times in this fight which I'll get a gut check. And I've already had it before in other fights. I knew it was there. I just got to stay mentally strong. Even in the preparation for this fight, you know, I went through quite a lot. When the fight got announced, I couldn't even throw my hand. It was a bit early from the operation. I could have done with a bit more time. But yeah, I mean, obviously, don't have your excuse because I won, but preparation could have been better. My first spot, I got a massive cut and a few bits and bobs happened. But like any camp, you know, you come across hurdles. It's just like the fight, you know, you come across adversity. And I've been through it in the camp. I've been through it in other fights. And I had that experience on the night, and I don't think Mick Adam, that might have been the difference.
A lot of people here tonight, Lee, and people who've been backing you 4 years through the tough times, obviously in Nottingham, and you talked about wanting to fight in Nottingham, so what did that mean to have that support from all these people?
Massive, you know. A small percentage of them would have been at my debut at Clifton Edgerton, a very small percent of them. Yesterday, there's more people in my way than there was my professional debut. But you know, they've been following me for years, and they went to Hull when I got beat for the British title, and I was devastated. I was literally devastated for weeks. In fact, Jordan Gill actually stayed in there. He told me that night to have me on suicide watch. No, it's been some journey to get to here, and I want prepared to curl over for one bit, and there's some massive fights ahead. It's not over yet. I said that before the fight. This isn't my peak. This isn't where I finish. I've got some big fights ahead.
Given the emotions during the press conference, how difficult was it to contain that emotion during the fight and maintain the game plan that provided?
The game plan would have made that fight a lot easier. But you know, I struggled because Mick's a very good fighter. He's a 2-time Olympian, so skill-wise, you know, it was hard for me to get my head around. He came out southpaws, and I need to work on that a lot. But emotion-wise, you know, I felt like I held it together, and I kept with the game plan majority of the time. You know, Ben said, "Don't chase the head early. Don't chase the head early," and I chip away the body, and I think that's what won me the fight in the end over the rounds.
How did you feel when you saw what happened with Michael again?
Devastating. I just hope he's all right. I've heard he's up and he's talking, so I'd like to see him, make sure he's all right, because it's hard to celebrate when you know, it finished like that.
Then going into that 12th round after the knockdown on Slip, did your advice to Leigh change based on what you've been asking to do in that last round?
Yeah, I think it was going into the 11th. I looked at Eddie and said, "What you got?" And he said, "Need a knockout." And I said to Leigh that I knew that, listen, Mick's a tough game lad, and I knew that he was going to come out and fight for his life and let his hands go early on because he wanted that title. And it was, you know, we didn't really know. It wasn't clear cut, especially with the knockdown in the 11th, who was ahead. So I knew he was going to come out and let his hands go. I said to Leigh, punch with him, time him. When you get into a clinch, walk him back to the ropes. Once you get there, occupy him up top, back downstairs, and then switch the attack up top, and eventually found the shot. But listen, game plans, this, that, and the other. Yes, fantastic, brilliant job, both sides. But wow, like what both guys gave, showed. Do you know what stands out for me more than anything? Not once did either of them look like. Once did either of them quit and even cross their minds, either of them, in a fight like that.
But it was, as the fight went on, past 7, 8, it was the closing 30 seconds of every round. They were just trading up in the middle of the ring for you know, and it was just like, and I was thinking, with the body shots Leigh was landing, I was thinking, surely.
It's going to take his toll.
Yeah, and it was actually one round, I think it was the 8th or 9th, he started to look tired, but then in the next round, you looked like you'd done your beans in the round before, and I thought, oh no, he hasn't got enough left, you know. But
I think throughout the fight, he caught me about 8 body shots, took the wind out of me, and I looked at him and went, it is gone, so what? Like, I'm still standing, but it does take its toll. But I caught him back with him, so yeah, Michael's so tough. You know, them hands gloves.
Yeah.
Such a tough kid, but
boxed a great fight. Guys, couple more, because I think we need to.
Hard for you, like Eddie's person, is just to enjoy the win when Michael's.
yeah, I just want to talk to him first, see if he's all right. He's all right, yeah.
Eddie, Michael fell right in front of you, you were next to his family. It looks very ugly when it happened.
Yeah.
Scenes like that are pretty sport,
Scenes like that just a part of the sport, unfortunately. It's not that they're not good for the sport. Everyone knows, everyone's been around boxing for years and years, seen it. You know, I've seen terrible things happen in that same seat. And it's hard because I was sitting there, Jamie Conlan was on my left, his dad was on his left, and the whole fight we were back and forwards, you know, and he was goading me and I was goading him, and you know, and in the 11th I said, you know, I think, you know, we got him here, and no one likes to see the fight end like that, you know, and he was unconscious standing up, you know, he got hit by the right hand and he was out and sagged through the ropes. The guys caught him on the way down, and you know, the fight was over before he left the ring, but obviously he weren't. They were brilliant. He eventually wanted to get up, to be fair to him, he wanted to take, but they wanted to make sure they could administer oxygen.
They did catch it in this round.
No, not. I mean, he was out on coming through the ropes, and they caught him on the way down. Whether he bumped his back but I don't believe that he had a significant fall on the way down. I think hopefully he was more cushioned, but he was. I haven't seen the replay because we're not airing it till we find that he's. I'm sure some people are, but from the pictures I've seen, you can see he's out, standing up, and Leigh turned and celebrated. And I think Steve Gray was stopping the fight, but when he went through the ropes, he knew 20 seconds he had to get back in the ring, which he was, you know, he could have had 20 minutes and he might not have got back in the ring. So just hope he's okay.
I just want to ask your thoughts on Gary Collins.
Great performance, you know, no one really does that to Miguel Vasquez, and for a lot of these guys, Kevin Aguiarco as well, it's a crazy experience for him. I mean, even Leigh's never boxed on a stage like that before. You know, he won the world title in our back garden. You know, he's boxed on some big shows, but it's true, isn't it?
It's true.
But I said to him back there before he went through,
I
said, go and do, you know, I said, this is your time. I said, but most of all, soak it up there, and you really did. You was up there for about 5 minutes before you decided to walk, you know, but that's part and parcel. This is what this is what you dreamed of your whole life. You know, like he said, when he was in Hull and got stopped by Gavin McDonald, do you honestly think he'd be headlining at Nottingham Arena in front of 9,000 defending his world title? No chance. It's a Cinderella story. So, guys, on that note, we need to get out of here, all right? So thank you very much. Well done, Leigh Wood.